organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up tonight on Daily Iowan TV.
You've never seen Iowa City like this before. Stay tuned.
And Iowa's hot seat, the big names, the big questions. Our political team caught it all.
And in sports,
see how the Iowa women fared in the Big Ten tournament.
That and more all ahead. You're watching Daily Iowan TV.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. Our top story tonight, all eyes were turned to Iowa yesterday as 2016 hopefuls poured into Des Moines for the first ever Ag Summit.
Daily Iowan TV's Mary Caldwell was there and is in the newsroom tonight with more. Mary?
That's right, you guys. 2016 hopefuls rolled up their sleeves and took to the hot seat with a huge Republican donor, Bruce Rastetter. I was there all day to get all the big names and catch some of the huge questions. Midterm campaigning wrapped up in November, but politics haven't lost any steam here in Iowa as the presidential race is just around the corner. The Iowa Agricultural Summit featured some of the biggest names in politics at the Iowa State Fairgrounds in Des Moines. This is the first Iowa Agricultural Summit where we've seen several GOP potential presidential candidates take their stances on certain agricultural issues. This is how it worked. Each politician had 20 minutes to answer any questions Rastetter had. Most of the questions covered what Iowa is most concerned with, including immigration, GMOs, foreign trade, pollution, and ethanol. But the politicians weren't the only ones wanting to be heard. Protesters all the way from New Jersey made their way here to boycott their own Governor Chris Christie. However, this didn't seem to stop Christie.
I'm magnetic, Bruce. They can't stay away from me.
There were also many supporters in the audience.
This was an awesome event for Iowa politics. You know, this was a bipartisan event, and we had a few Democrats and some Republicans here, and we got to really see a lot of different perspectives from all of the candidates, talking about a wide range of issues from conservation to how we're going to feed the world in the future and how to do that in a responsible manner.
Although the GOP dominated this event, many Democrats were invited, such as Vice President Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton. However, they declined. The only Democrat to speak at the event was Patty Judge. You can catch a full political analysis anytime online or tomorrow in print. Reporting from outside the newsroom, this is Mary Caldwell for Daily Iowan TV.
All right, thanks, Mary. Police officers and family members are letting out a sigh of relief tonight as yesterday's frightening Amber Alert for a local girl is lifted. Word spread across the state yesterday afternoon of 10-year-old Brianna Crane from Solon. The hearing-impaired girl was missing, and so was her stepfather, Kenneth Johns, who is suspected of abducting her. Johns previously served 25 years in prison and was considered armed and dangerous. Cedar Rapids KCRG TV9 reports a man claiming to be Johns called their studio saying, "I've done nothing wrong, but I love my child. I love my child. I love everything about her. She's my daughter. The whole plan is to have her returned. This was not planned out action." Brianna was turned into police just after midnight, and Johns was captured this morning by local authorities.
The Islamic militant group behind thousands of killings and kidnappings in South Africa is now linking with the group behind many more. In a video released yesterday, Nigeria's militant group Boko Haram pledged allegiance to the infamous Middle Eastern terrorist group ISIS. This signifies a strengthening and coordination of forces in the jihadi movement that has plagued North Africa and the Middle East. Back in eastern Iowa, locals are protesting the deportation of an Iowa City pastor. A crowd of more than 100 gathered outside the Lynn County Jail Thursday night, praying for Pastor Max Villatoro's release. Villatoro, Iowa City's first Mennonite pastor, waits behind bars for deportation to Honduras. Villatoro immigrated to the U.S. in 1995. 4 years later, he pled guilty to record tampering. Jail officials say it's uncertain when Villatoro will be moved, but he will likely get less than 24 hours notice before being moved back to Honduras.
Things are definitely warming up here in Iowa City, finally. Yesterday's sunshine and temps in the 40s were a much-needed treat after last week's Arctic ice blast. Today wasn't quite as warm, but as you can see, it remained clear and sunny while temps hovered around the mid-40s. Looking forward, tomorrow will be a tad chilly, around 30 degrees, but hitting 50 in the afternoon, then cooling down again into the overnight hours. I'll be back with your extended forecast later.
Still ahead on Daily Iowan TV.
Our Daily Iowan TV sports crew brings you the shakedown of all of the weekend's big-time basketball games from Iowa City to Chicago.
We're taking you to the top next.
But first, Mitch is back with your extended forecast.
Mitch?
Good news from the weather studio tonight, guys. This weekend's temps are here to stay. Highs are looking to be around 60 degrees. That's right, 60 degrees every day this week. Apart from some partial cloud coverage on Tuesday and Friday, the sun will also be out in full force. It's not quite Panama City Beach, but it is a pretty nice way to launch you all into your spring break destinations.
All right, thanks, Mitch. Now this puts that bird's eye Pentacrest cam view to shame. We wanted to get a personal look at who sits behind the controls of Iowa City's highest vantage points, construction cranes.
Now Daily Iowan TV's Megan Horahan is here with us tonight. Megan, we see them from the ground level every day, but you sought out a little different perspective.
That's right, guys. I was ready to gear up and climb to the top myself, but unfortunately insurance liability and a really snowy day stopped me short. But don't worry, only with Daily Iowan TV can we still take you to the top. And I have to tell you, it's pretty amazing. Check it out. Ben starts his day with a 180-foot climb straight to the top of a construction crane.
You got people's lives in your, in your hands. If you drop something or you hit something, or you got to watch everything.
He begins his day a half hour before everyone else is at the construction site. The climb takes him about 15 to 20 minutes, and he has to check that the crane is operating properly all before 8 a.m. Now I'm standing here at the base of the crane. I wasn't allowed to climb to the top for liability purposes, but Ben was nice enough to take a GoPro up there to get some of the view.
That's the cable in, cable out, my trolley. My left one is my swing. Just trying to get it warmed up. Everything's still a little hard and stiff with cold weather.
The view out of his office window is probably one of the best you can find, but the job doesn't come without some downfalls. An 8-hour day can quickly turn into a 15-hour day, and once he's up there, he can't come down until the work is done. He brings his lunch with him, and when it comes to going to the bathroom,
And a jug.
it's not the most glamorous job, and it can be lonely, but he loves it.
Can't see myself doing anything else.
And with views like this, who can really blame him? This was Megan Horahan for Daily Iowan TV. So be honest, guys, do you think you could do it?
No, I definitely could not go up there. I was getting sweaty just watching.
Yeah, probably not.
All right, well, we now know it won't be too long before those crane operators look down and see a snow-free Iowa City, and that can only mean we're that much closer to this year's Ragbri ride. The ride has released its full route showing stops through the Iowa City area. As you can see here, Day 6 will bring riders through Mount Vernon, Solon, and on to Coralville for an overnight. In the morning, they'll roll out of town through Iowa City on their path to the Mississippi.
What a weekend for Hawkeye basketball.
Danny Payne and Chelsea Brown are standing by in the sports studio with more on that.
Thanks, guys, and it was bittersweet for the Hawkeye men's basketball team as it played its final home game of the season yesterday.
The Hawks were seeking some revenge on senior day against the pesky Northwestern Wildcats, who upset the Hawks in Evanston earlier on this year.
Seniors Gable Asheni and Josh Oglesby were inserted into the starting lineup with fellow senior Aaron White for their finale at Carver. Daily Iowan TV sports reporter Whitney Blakemore was courtside on the game and has more.
Peaking at just the right time. That's what the Iowa Hawkeyes feel like they're doing as they end their regular season play with a 6-game winning streak. Ending on a high note was not only how the Hawkeyes wanted to leave this season, but also how the seniors wanted to leave Carver Hawkeye Arena as they took to their home court for the last time Saturday. White was on fire from the get-go as he has been for the past 6 games, tallying the first 8 points for the Hawkeyes with 2 trays and a dunk. The 6'9" forward kept that attack throughout the entire game as he was 10 of 18 from the field and had 8 rebounds. He finished the night with 25 points, making him the second leading scorer in Iowa history before leaving the game to a standing ovation.
A little emotional, walking off the court, my home floor for the last time, and hugging Coach, who means so much to me. It was just a special day for me, and to have it go the way it did and have it end the way it did was just amazing.
Teammates Adam Woodbury and Jared Utoff contributed to the 69-52 victory as both scored in double digits. But it was the Hawkeyes' dominance on the glass that was key to this game. Iowa had 14 offensive rebounds, 5 of which were from Woodbury alone, that led to 16 second chance points.
That's effort. and that's understanding what's necessary. So, offensive rebounding and, scoring at the rim were two things that had to change. We're going to beat them this time.
Northwestern was able to cut the lead to just 6 points at half, but the Hawkeyes answered to every Wildcat shot and forced 15 turnovers to get their 12th conference win for the first time since 1997.
I think we've learned made the adjustments that we needed to make, and we've kind of hit our stride, which is the best time of year to hit your stride. You don't want to peak too early. We were peaking at the right time and try to carry it in the Big Ten tournament.
Now, sense of urgency is key as the Iowa Hawkeyes head into tournament play, and just one loss can cut their season short. Reporting inside Carver Hawkeye Arena, Whitney Blakemore, Daily Iowan, TV Sports.
The Hawkeyes will be the 5th seed in the upcoming Big Ten tournament at the United Center in Chicago and will play Thursday afternoon.
But things didn't go as planned for the Hawkeye women as they entered the Big Ten tournament this weekend. The tournament will come to a close this evening with Maryland and Ohio State facing off in the championship game.
It was an opportunity that slipped through the hands of the Iowa women's basketball team. Daily Iowan TV sports reporter Jalen Socek was in Hoffman Estates, Illinois this weekend and has the recap from Iowa's loss Saturday night to the Ohio State Buckeyes.
It appeared it would be Iowa's game Saturday night against Ohio State, but it quickly turned south with Iowa losing in a heartbreaking overtime fashion, 91-85.
But our team, they fought hard, they stayed focused, they battled. I mean, and Ohio State's a good team. They're an excellent basketball team, and I think we gave them everything they could ask for.
Early turnovers proved costly for the Hawks, with the team committing 14 turnovers in the first half alone.
And every possession matters. I mean, we turned the ball over 19 times, so I mean, whether you look at it there, it's not anything towards the end of the game that really lost it for us. It was, every single time we turned the ball over there.
Iowa only committed 5 more turnovers for the remainder of the game, but head coach Lisa Bluter said that it was poor boxing out that hurt them in the second half.
We should have had a lead at halftime. Second half, it was not boxing out well enough. They had 10 offensive rebounds the second half, and those are high percentage shots. So in my mind, it was those two areas.
Senior Bethany Doolittle scored from underneath the hoop with 13 seconds remaining to send this one into overtime, but the team would feel a void without their leader Sam Logic, who fouled out with 17 seconds remaining after accounting for 12 points and 10 assists.
I just still believe that we would win. I have so much belief in my teammates. I shouldn't have put our team in that position, but I still believe that we were going to win so bad, and everyone on our team did. Everyone thought we still could pull it out. So, we were there the whole time, and like I said, I'm just happy with how we fought.
The team said they'll let this one sting for a little bit before preparing for the NCAAs, something that they expect to play host to. Inside Sears Center in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, I'm Jalen Socek for Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The Hawkeyes will soon find out whether or not they will get to host 2 rounds of basketball at Carver Hawkeye Arena when the tournament's field is announced tomorrow.
The Hawkeye wrestling team has been in Columbus, Ohio all weekend, hoping to bring back some hardware from the Big Ten championships.
They wrapped up competition earlier this evening with no individual titles, but they did clinch a share of the Big Ten tournament title alongside host Ohio State.
It came down to the match between the heavyweights, where if Bobby Telford won the championship match, Iowa would secure the title outright. But it was Northwestern's Mike McMullen who took the heavyweight title, ending in an overall team tie.
Make sure to tune in tomorrow for a full recap of the Big Ten Wrestling Championships. But that's all the time we have tonight in the sports studio. Cole and Katie, back to you guys at the desk.
We had some guests visiting the studio today that wanted to say a really quick hello. This is Local Tiger Scout Pack 2000. Thanks for stopping by, guys.
And one more thing before we go. In honor of International Women's Day today, here's to all the women working to put this show on air tonight.
Okay, are you guys ready to say goodbye? Ready? Bye!
Iowa SJMC.
Want a major that'll take you somewhere?
I joined and now I'm in Los Angeles, California, interning for Conan O'Brien at Warner Brothers Studios.
I joined and now I'm working in public relations for diabetes research.
SJMC.
You can download the Daily Iowan mobile app on your iPhone for the area's best news coverage. And you can also read and watch us on your iPad. If it happens, it's news to us.